Okay, I just wanted to do a quick video showing how you can adjust this case. This is the WeMOS D1 Mini case with an infrared sensor slot that I have put up on Thingiverse and Printables. I've got a couple other videos related to this case, including my series on MagiQuest magic wands, using those as home automation controllers. I'm going to describe my setup first. This is an application called OpenSCAD. It's a free open source application. It lets you do 3D design using code. I have the actual file that is generating this 3D object here open in VS Code, in Visual Studio Code to the left. You do not need to set this up the way that I have it set up. I have the built-in editor turned off, and I'm using VS Code because I am a developer by trade, so I use VS Code a lot. That is not necessary. You can just use the built-in editor that will open by default when you first open OpenSCAD, and that is just fine. So by default, I have the slots enabled with this flag. If you set that to false though, you'll just get a plain circle ventilation hole. And the reason that the circle and the rectangle exist is because the slats interfere with dev slots. And I'm going to show you that now. These slots let you interact with the pins. So if you are still in development and you're fiddling around with pins and you're needing to connect leads or breadboards to your ESP device, you don't have to keep it out of the case and keep it bare. You can go ahead and pop it in the case and you can still interact with the pins with these dev slots. If you don't need to do that, switch that back to false. We've got slats. Got a rectangle. Whether you choose the slats, the rectangle, or the circle are kind of just up to you, whether you want it to look this way or that way. These settings here, if you want to dive in and adjust the sizing of things, feel free. If you don't have any reason to fiddle with that kind of thing and you don't know what you're doing here, I would probably leave those alone and just stick with editing these. If you just wanted to print just the base, you could take this whole block here. I have it marked a lid. This ability to comment out this whole block at the same time. When I say comment, I mean add these little slashies at the front. This is one of the reasons I use VS Code instead of OpenSCAD. I bet you there's a way to do it in OpenSCAD. I just don't know how. But you can just comment out that whole section by adding a little slash at the beginning of each line. Save that and the lid disappears. Alternately, you could take the whole base section, comment that out, and get just the lid. Let's say I wanted to do a circle hole with dev slots. Let's go ahead and do that. All you have to do in OpenSCAD is after you've saved the file, click this button here, which is render, and then click STL, and it's going to pop up file dialog, ask you where you want to save it, and that's what you would load into your 3D printer. It's pretty simple. That's all I wanted to show you. Thanks a lot.